Hello and welcome to a new commentary video. Today we're watching a week 7 game from the currently ongoing SPL 16 between Rewer and SoulWind. Now, what do we have here? Hippodon, Clef, Skarm. So, a pretty common archetype from Rewer, Spikes, and mostly Spikes immune mons. Hippodon is the only one who takes damage from spikes. The idea here is to cheat on rapid spin, so you can load things that better cover your, or rather help you sweep, right? So for example, you can run Rotom Wash over a spinner, and then you get momentum, and you also get a very annoying mon. You can Will-O-Wisp or Ball Switch and then get your Alakazam in. That's pretty good. And it also helps with Escadrille. Other teams that follow this style are often somewhat weak to Escadrille. They adapted with Rocky Helmet, Skarmory, but then you have look at SoulWind's team, for example. He's got a potential knockoff user that is very good into Skarmory, that is Gliscor, and also his own Clef, though you will never send your Skarmory in on Clef, so that doesn't really count as extra support, I would say. Beyond that, what do we have? Clef, sure. Zam is probably... Do you cheat on the Revenge Killer on this build? You can, probably. Hippo Skarm Clef is pretty strong defensively. Skarm Clef, especially, can be tough to beat. I will say so. You have Spikes, so you can run Life Orb Zam. It could also be Scarf Latios. I'm expecting Rewer to cheat on revenge killing with this though. Or it could very well be Scarf Rotom Wash. And then you can trick the Scarf away if you don't need it. Or you can keep it and use it to revenge kill stuff later. As for SoulWind, we have a pretty interesting Sun team here. It's kind of a mix and match of Sand archetypes, right? You have Clef, but then you have T-Tar. Usually, Clef is almost always run with Hippo, like on Rewer's team. And then you have Keldeo, sure, typical. Like, if you drop the Clef for a Psychic type, not super strong because no spikes, but it's something you can reasonably see quite often in OU. But what's the goal of this team? Is it paralyze stuff or like Sword Dance Gliscor? And you can run, say, Stealth Rock Clef with T-Wave, drop knock. But then do you beat Exca? Not really, right? So you kind of need knock. No spikes. That's nice, I guess, because not very useful this game. I expect SoulWind to struggle to break, but maybe Keldeo is pretty strong in a sense, like not super strong. Sand, two Psychics that are faster, you don't one-hit KO everything. But it's a pretty okay matchup. It depends on the Gliscor set, I think. If it's something like Taunt, Facade that we have seen, who ran it this SPL? Oh, just Franco versus SoulWind ran it like the week after. Maybe SoulWind got inspired by that. And if he's that set, it's pretty strong in this matchup. Unless the Zam is Life Orb Ice, which I don't think it is. It's either Sash Ice or Life Orb Fire, right? There's no way you run Orb Ice on this build. It could be Ice Beam Clef, I guess, which could salvage him. I think the game for SoulWind hinges on the Gliscor winning the game almost exclusively. SK is facing Skarmory and Rotom. Titar sure will kill one of the two Psychics, maybe, but then loses to the other. Keldeo needs a lot of chip damage here to be able to actually win, but I'm not sure he can get it done. Maybe it can. You have a Clef, so you don't really need Titar. Like, you don't have to trade Titar's health that much. That's what I want to say. So yeah, let's see. Also, Clef is pretty good for SoulWind. It forces Rewer's Clef out, and then you can PP stall it, and also it's a pretty solid pain split target for your Rotom. So that's fine. I'm expecting either Gliscor for SoulWind O's, or I think Rewer wins. Let's see what happens. Oh, lead, yeah, of course. What do you lead with? I think you just lead Rotom Wash if you're SoulWind. If you lead against Clef, let's say, you can just Volt Switch out to your own Clef. Any other lead you don't care about. In fact, you would like it. You can Wisp Rotom. Even if you get tricked, I don't... you can scout for it, maybe, but yeah. I will definitely lead Rotom if I were SoulWind. As for Rewer, I think you just lead Hippodon. You're pretty Keldeo weak, so you need to start cutting into its longevity immediately. And then if SoulWind leads Keldeo, you can... What's your play? Maybe you should run Rotom. You should lead Rotom too. I think I will lead Hippodon. You can lead Hippo and just Earthquake the Keldeo. That would be incredibly bad into Specs Keldeo, but I don't expect this to be Specs. I think it's just Scald, Secret Sword Protect, and then maybe Ice, probably Ice. That's what I'm expecting, at least. I think I lead Hippodon, and if I'm against Keldeo, I Earthquake. If I'm against Rotom, I switch to Clef. And so we should lead Rotom. Let's see if I got it right, or if I'm completely off track. Hippodon, got one. Rotom Wash, got two. You probably Volt. Oh, or it's Trick Rotom. Oh, nice. This is very good for SoulWind, I think. Because now Rotom is even stronger into this matchup. You go to Clef. I assume Clef is SoulWind's rocker. And as I said, I think it's worse than Gliscor. So here you just rock. You really need rocks up. I mean, your opponent has no spinner, right? And he has a pretty slow team. So just get them up. And here you can, yeah, knock the Hippo. Rocks go up, sure. I think if I'm SoulWind, I just toss here. What is my opponent going to do? Earthquake me? Sure. How much does it do? 40-ish%? I think I will Seismic Toss. And Earthquake if I'm Rewer. Oh, no. Rewer disagrees and goes Clef. Okay. Okay, this is an interesting turn though. Is it? No, I think SoulWind just stays in and Seismic tosses again. Since it's rocks, yeah, it's not the way. You Seismic toss because you don't care if your Clef gets paralyzed. I mean, you do care to a point, but you don't really want to switch anything else into this. And even if Rewer T-Waves... Wait, let me see. Yeah, then his Clef will be at, what, 25, so 34%. That's pretty bad. So yeah, no, so Seismic Toss was always the play. Yeah, Rewer heals the Clef. Here you can make a case for another Seismic Toss, really. I think he should just do that. He has no reason to switch out. So you just keep going. Here, probably just Seismic Toss again. You can switch out, but there's no reason to, really. Now you can go Gliscor, I think. That's what I will do. No, so when keep Seismic Tossing. This is fine too. It's only a bit annoying because one crit and then kind of stuck there. Okay. Rewer. Is this fishing for a crit? I don't think it is. I agree with this play. I think you Earthquake again. And then Slack off the next turn. But it's like a will optimization, I guess. Unnecessary. Just flex, man. Rotom comes in. Rewer Earthquakes, sure. Here you probably Volt Switch if you're SoulWind. Oh, Hydro Pump, sure. Hydro Pump is nice. You still force Clef to recover. And you can just Volt Switch into, I don't know, maybe Gliscor. Oh, right, Excadrill. Let's see if we can get some info on this Excadrill set. Lefties, so it's probably just... it could be Bilky. Excadrill, Rapid Spin. Rocky Helmet scouted. Go back into Rotom. Spikes go up. Or you can Volt Switch here. And if Clef comes in, you can just go Excadrill. Or Rotom comes in, but this way you reveal your Rotom set. I guess he didn't want Clef in for free. Leftovers. So you just Volt out. Seismic Toss. Another Seismic Toss. Oh, or not. Rocks weren't up, right? He spawned them away, so yeah. No, Rotom is definitely the better play. Here you Volt Switch, right? You could also Hydro Pump, I guess. Nah, you need to save PPs. Exca comes in. Do you Earthquake? Do you Earthquake for the leftovers, or do you just spin? I guess you just spin. Yeah. Right. And back into Rotom. And now... I think you Volt Switch. Oh. He Volt Switch, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, sure, but does it matter? You just Hydro Pump here. Okay, but it kills... Two pumps kill Clef. So, yeah. You don't care at all about this outcome. I mean, yeah, you would have to hit the third Hydro in a row. I guess SoulWind doesn't mind. You can just do this, and the next time Clef dies to Volt plus Hydro Pump, maybe? No, not yet. Skarmory in, probably spin. He's trading a lot of health with his Exca. Does he have another option? I think he does. He could maybe just go Rotom. Should have gone Rotom turn 26. This is an interesting dance that the two players are going for. Both have to be very careful about the way they trade health. Because Escadrille is getting low, but so are Clef and Skarmory. Spin, sure. Now Skarmory will roost this turn. You have to go Rotom still. Right? And you probably Volt Switch. You can make a case for Wisp, maybe. If it is Wisp. Trick Volt Hydro. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just Ice. Okay. Latios comes in. Ooh. Finally an aggressive play. Hydro Pump 23%. Sure. Let's see. I mean, what Latios is this? This is just Skullbur Berry, isn't it? There's no way it's Scarf. You go Clef. The end, I believe. If you're a SoulWind. Back straight into... Oh! Very aggressive Volt. But I guess SoulWind was okay with trading Rotom Celt aggressively to guarantee a trap with T-Tar. Because then you can also trap Zam with T-Tar if Latios Draco's there. So yeah, great Volt switch. And Rewer also realized that, or had it in his mind, so he didn't go for it. Understandable. Ooh, another nice predict by Rewer. This is a very tight game so far from both players. Good job. Keep it up. Volt switch, probably Excadrill on the Pain Split, I assume. Nice. The problem here is that Excadrill cannot touch this Rotom. I guess you just Iron Head. Play the chances, because Rotom has to hit a low accuracy move under the threat of Iron Head flinch. So Hydro Pumping during Iron Head gives pretty low accuracy. Now I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's 80 accuracy Hydro, 30% flinch chance. So what is it, like 50 something percent? 57%? Do fact check me, please. And so, oh, 7 will need 2, even, oh, Pain Split. What? I guess he expected a double out, but to what? To Keldeo or to Rotom? I guess to Rotom. So in Iron Heads, of course. But now you die. You cannot spin anymore with this. If you come in on one spike. Very aggressive Keldeo, but I think it's necessary at this point. Just call here. And yeah, 25. Called again. Rotom cannot switch into this. Latios neither, really. Okay, first kill of the game, turn 40. Game is not that far away from ending at this point. Okay, here, Zam into Keldeo. What do you do here if you're SoulWind? Do you just toss the Excadrill? I guess you do. Excad cannot spin anymore. It's at 19, minus spikes 25.5, so 7%, plus left is 13. Rock Helmet does what, 17%? So yeah, you probably toss the Excad. Yeah, there it is. Goodbye, Mr. X, Miss Excadrill. And here you go just T-Tar, probably. Yeah. What do you click here? I think you just pursue it. Oh, Grass Knot, that's 46. T-Tar pursue, it's 84%. Oh, wow. This is a zero attack T-Tar. And that's a 128 defense Zam, maybe? At least 88 for sure, but I think this roll indicates 128. That's a lot of defense. Hey, if it works, it works. So yeah, Titer now dies, and it didn't get rid of Zam. Although he scouted the Zam set, maybe? Grassenot? 23%. So it's SoulWind, so you know he loves his Gliscor. This guy would run Gliscor every game if he could. He might have run Gliscor almost every game this tour so far as well. So considering this fact, you could very well be running HP Ice Life or Zam, right? The power of HP Ice is that it kills Gliscor in one. Sash doesn't. Sash does like 85%. Life or murders Gliscor. Now, another consideration though is that Gliscor probably should just protect here. I would not care about losing a turn here if I were SoulWind. I would just protect. And if I see a hidden power, you can also, if you're Rewer, you can also hidden power to condition your opponent. That would be advanced play. I think I protect if I'm SoulWind, and if I'm Rewer, I just well, depends on my moveset, right? If I'm Ice, I click Ice, I don't care. I could also... At this point, does it even matter? If you're Ice, don't you just win from here? There's a Clef, but... Clef takes a lot from Psyshock. And then Latios wins. Yeah, you just attack if you're Ice. If you're not... Psychic revealed. I don't know. If I'm Ice, I click Ice. If I'm not Ice, I switch out to Skarmory. And then back immediately into Latios to scout for Taunt. Or it doesn't matter because it was HP Ice and Life Orb. Alright. Now you just keep attacking, right? Critically. Did it matter? Did it kill? It's Scarf, but even Scarf runs some bulk. It will probably not kill. And then you could Pain Split the Rotom, maybe. I'm saying he would leave the Psychic. But maybe it's a roll too. Zam is pretty strong. Actually, he definitely leaves, right? Because this Zam has a lot of defensives. This is a pretty bulky Zam, which means he dropped a lot of special attack EVs, right? So I would say that Rotom would have lived and then Volt switched out. Let's say it did 75%. Then what? So you will die to Rocks. Rocks are not up, I know, but then you play a weird game of Hippo into Latios. Also, doesn't Latios still win? There's a Clef there. Actually, no way, right? I think... I don't know. I'll think about it later. Let's see. I think this game is almost done, though. Now you just switch out. Yep. Skarmory comes in. Seismic Toss is 30%. You probably Arkeldeo here and just risk it all. There it is. And you could even Brave Bird. Oh, he did Brave Bird. That's spicy. It's a good play, though. You're faster than Clef, and Clef you can just roast on it forever. So basically you guarantee the win by Brave Birding there. Even if things go horribly, then Zam cleans. And at this point, we're just going to watch Rotom PP stalling Clef, because Pain Split has 32 PPs, and Softboiled only has 15. There's still a universe in where Clef wins, though. Nah. He does not have enough PPs to beat Latios and Hippo and Rotom, assuming this Latios is recovered. But if it's not, or rather, if it's choice, then it will just trick, right? So, yeah, this is 99% done. I mean, maybe Rewer's, I don't know, maybe his internet dies, and then I don't even know what would happen next. I haven't played in tournaments in ages, man. I don't know what happens if you DC from this spot. Do you lose? No, you get a redo, right? Like, an admin will just reset the game in this state. So that's not really an option for SoulWind. Although Rewer is Brazilian, so if Brazil rain strikes right here and kills Rewer's internet for the entire weekend, then maybe? I'm going to say that's not what happens here. I think we're just watching the death by 1,000 cuts for Clef. And Seismic Toss, and I think you can just Earthquake with Hippo until you crit or run out of PPs. Oh, right, you're slower. Yeah. The Clefable Dream? Okay, do you hard Teeter on the potential trick? And the Rewer didn't care, he just tricked. We don't know the Latios item. Specs would annihilate this Clef, though Specs, Latios, and Life or Zam is a bit greedy. Maybe it was simply a good play. Okay, Zamin. Is this Focus Blast? Maybe not. Okay. The Dream is still alive? Wait. If I'm Scarf Latios and Trick and Clef Seismic Toss, I die. And then I go Rotom. Don't I lose? I Pain Split once, but then Clef is not in range. Maybe it's Psyshock Latios too, that would just steal the game. This is interesting. I still think Rewer wins. Even with Trick Scarf, right? Because Rotom is probably still faster than this. Let's see. Oh, it just dies. Okay, never mind. And goodbye, Clef. And that's it. Very well played by both. I think the only thing I will change if I was SoulWind was going a bit more often on Rotom. Yes, on Rotom earlier in the game, like around here, turn 25, 26. Beyond that, I think both played very well. I like the flow of the game as well. There was a lot of very interesting trading of health early game. It was very tight. Like one mistake, like Rewer, if Rewer gets one of those Hippodon on Vols which turns wrong, kind of is in a horrible spot. And same goes for SoulWind if he makes a, like, not even a mistake, right? Just a read that's maybe 5% less optimal, which I think is what happened here. But even then, can we tell if that costed him the game? I'm not convinced. Yeah, this was a very cool game. I like this. Very fun to watch and commentate and to think through too. It's these are the kind of games I want to see more of, because both players can win and both players are engaged in a sort of dance that's, you know, it takes a couple of not minor mistakes and then suddenly the game slips away from you, which is exactly what happened here, I think. So yeah, good job both. Keep it up.